Hello guys, how's it going? My name is Darwin. In today's video I want to take a look at some of the updates we have for the patch 7.3.5. There's not a lot of major updates in terms of visuals except the Void Elves, which are called Velves I guess in a way. Because you have Blood Elves, Belfs, Night Elves, Nelves, Void Elves, Velves. The male model was a bit too muscular or had some weird muscular atrophy. I'm not even sure what the hell that was. Basically they wanted to go from a Johnny Bravo type of muscular Belf towards a more normal muscle, but still more muscle than Belf. So I guess Void Elf's supposed to be a lot more muscular. I kind of like the original because it looked more alien. And with these guys spending a lot of time out on another planets, basically in the void, I kind of like that kind of play. The look. It made me think like a Demon Hunter scaly looking thing, but more alien. So I'm not sure. I kind of like the original. I don't know if they'll stick with what they got right now, or maybe they'll even give us an option of the original one. But the biggest story when it comes to allied races is the fact that they're going to be locked behind reputation walls. Now, this is a little bit different than, let's say, a class like Demon Hunter or a Death Knight, which are locked behind a level wall. These allied races are going to be locked behind rep wall, as in you have to get a certain amount of rep with those factions in Legion before you can unlock them. Now, there's a few things that can be said about this. If you want exact detail, we'll need to get exalted with factions, as in we'll have to get High Mountain exalted to unlock the High Mountain Tauren. We'll need to get the second faction in Argus. One of the two, there's the Broken Draenei and the Lightforged Draenei. The Lightforged Draenei will have their faction. Void Elves don't really have a faction though, so I'm not really sure who we'd have to get exalted with. And then we have the Nightborn, which if you did the Stormheim questline on your main, then you probably do have Exalted unlocked. But if anybody remembers the questline and how long it took to get Exalted with Nightborn from back in the day, that was insanity. And even the questline that is there for Nightborn takes a while if you were to do it on a brand new tune. Right now I don't have flying on any of my tunes on EU, because I really don't want to have to go and unlock every single questline with the Stormheim guys. As well as I'm not really caring much about grinding rep, because I've already did it on my main, and Legion for the most part supports, you can do just about everything from world quests to your raids without flying, so I'm not in a big hurry. But that took a long while is what I'm trying to say. The upgrades in your main didn't feel like a lot because you were playing the game and everything was exciting. The dungeons, the raids, the rep, you were doing a lot of things that contributed towards the reputation grinds. From doing world quests to getting dungeons done to getting events done. There's a lot happening around you and you weren't focused on just rep grinds, and it didn't feel like a forced grind because you were simply playing the game and alongside of that getting the experience and the reputations needed. Here you will have to focus on specific factions to work rep grinds. Let's take a look at some of the things that are locked for World of Warcraft, things you can play as soon as you get in the game with the max expansion. Let's say you didn't get a account boost or a character boost. Death Knights and Demon Hunters are classes that are still locked. Simply because Blizzard doesn't want people to start with level 58 as a Death Knight. You missed a lot of level 1s, you missed a lot of the basics of getting to know what a class is like. You missed a lot of that. From level 1 to level 2 to level 10, 20, 30, 40, 60, 80. A lot of levels you just simply missed. You don't really understand what classes are, what a DPS is, what a tank is, or any of the basics of quest lines and questing. And professions. You missed a lot of the fun and a lot of the zones, and you're simply skipping ahead. Now, both Demon Hunter and Death Knight are still locked behind a level, but Blizzard understands that a lot of people that are coming back to the game, and some of those players quit maybe, let's say, back in BC, Wrath, MoP, WoD, if they even did play WoD, and maybe they never just decided not to check out Legion. So now they can come back to the game they've already played and play at a max level with everybody else, be caught up to base gear, and on top of it, check out the new races. Now, the classes, when you're playing this for classes, you get to skip the whole Demon Hunter Death Knight lockout because you get to boost a character. Now you can go make yourself a Death Knight or a Demon Hunter or boost one of those classes from the bat. But when it comes to allied races, this is where it gets a little bit weird and a little bit wonky, and I'm not sure if it'll work out well for Blizzard in the long run. The character boost bypasses whatever restrictions you have for any classes to play, so you can play whatever you want. But the allied races, there's no bypass restrictions unless when you boost a character it has exalted with everything, which I guess could work. But let's say that when you boost a character in Battle for Azeroth, it will have no rep with any of the Legion races. Let's say, just for an example, you have two different sides of the story, and I'm going to try to frame them as best as I can. One side is you gotta earn the classes and the races that you have to play, especially when you have to unlock them. And that earning basically says and dictates, hey, you're worthy enough, you earned it. Really think vanilla World of Warcraft type of earned it, and now you get to play and enjoy it. You have to play it, you have to get to the point where you earn it, and you get to play. The second part is from a casual perspective, where casual players come to visit the expansion instead of staying forever, and this will make it harder for those players to check out the content. And one of the biggest parts of the expansion, which is allied races, and from a consumer perspective, this move doesn't really make a lot of sense. Again, there's two sides of the story. There's the more core part of the game. There's a more hardcore, more you gotta earn it. And then there's the consumer perspective of it, where consumers kind of just want to pay for things just to get entertainment out of it. They might stick around, might not, but the point is, you give them money, they give you entertainment, and part of the main cores of the expansion is allied races, and if they lag behind reputations, they won't be able to unlock them. Again, unless you make the boost, and the boost will have exalted with every single faction, which I feel a little bit weird. This does not affect anybody who's currently playing the game, and currently anybody that has all factions exalted. And I mean, we're getting close to the end of Legion. Chances are you have just about everybody exalted, or maybe 1 or 2 or 3 missing at most. So everybody who's been playing this whole time, you guys are fine. Everybody who's maybe quit recently, you guys are probably fine too. The only people that are gonna be in deep trouble are people that are brand new coming in. And from a casual perspective, this isn't the most steep barrier to entry. It almost makes me feel like it's a reasonable barrier to entry, because I do like when people earn the things they earn. But from the instant gratification consumer gaming environment perspective, this move feels a little bit weird to lock one of the biggest parts of playing the new expansion behind this type of a wall. Not a tall wall, but a wall. Especially when drawing in new crowds with the main goal of probably trying to make the most amount in sales. I don't want to comment on the instant gratification part. I'm just trying to kind of describe the current gaming environment, and it's hard to deny. I'm not trying to say if it's bad or if it's good. I'm just trying to take in a perspective that this is the current gaming environment. And World of Warcraft, in some ways, at least in half of the ways, reflects that kind of gaming environment, with the game being really, really easy to get into. And trying to figure out how this move makes sense from that kind of environment, the instant gratification environment, I don't know how this is gonna work. Again, I'm hoping that Blizzard either drops this in the future, or the classes that we'll get to boost, or the characters we get to boost, will off the bat have an exalted status with all the races. But that means that somebody still needs to go back and level a brand new Lightforged Draenei or a High Mountain Tauren afterwards. I guess what a lot of people are looking for is they just want to boost a character, and off the bat they want to have access to every single allied race that is available during the creation of the game. So let's say if Dark Iron Dwarves and Zandalari Trolls are not available in pre-patch, then you will have everybody but those guys available off the bat without needing to grind. But again, there's so many ways of approaching this situation in particular. I'm not really sure exactly how to handle it. I don't know how Blizzard is going to handle it either, but I'm hoping they make the right decisions. I think I'm completely okay with them trying to make the most amount of money and make it easy for people to unlock allied races, even though I am somebody who, for the fact, loves the idea of earning the things you earn. And I'm okay with it, but again, when it comes to making money, from a business perspective, I would probably take in the more, I guess, greedy side, more the money-hungry side, because from a business, again, it kind of makes sense when you're just thinking about the money. Anyway, I'll leave it up to you guys to comment below what you think about this. How do you think they should handle the allied races if they were to? Of course, we'll have more stuff to unlock about it and more stuff to talk about it in the future, but for now, this is what we have so far. Thank you so much for watching. Hope you enjoyed. Feel free to comment your ideas down below. If you like this video, go ahead and give it a like. If you want to support what I do here and want my channels to grow and want more of my videos reach a wider audience, giving videos likes allows them to reach more people. If you haven't subscribed yet and you want to be subscribed for the Fire 511 videos, as well as constant updates to the new expansion, feel free to go ahead and subscribe to the channel, as well as hit the notification bell next to the subscribe button. I post 2 videos a day and I stream regularly, and I'm pretty sure if you're somebody who enjoys the content, you'd want to be able to catch every single bit, every single live stream, and every single video if ever possible. Again guys, thank you so much for watching this video. Hope you enjoyed, and I'll see all of you in another video.